Hello everyone, welcome to Stio Protocol's official YouTube channel. I am Agam and I am a developer at the Stio Protocol. In this video, we'll be getting a general overview on the protocol and we'll be learning about strategies. We'll be learning what they comprise of and we'll be also looking into how they work. Further on the series, we'll be programming our old Keltner channel strategy with assembly script. So the Stio protocol is a platform for automated liquidity management on the next generation of automated market makers, which is currently just the Uniswap v3. Now, the Stio protocol comprises of two components. First is the marketplace, and the other one is the network, is the Stio network. The marketplace is essentially a platform for liquidity providers to join liquidity management strategies, which according to their risk and reward taste. And the network is essentially just the backend of the marketplace, which manages the consensus and the execution of the strategies. To make some sense out of liquidity management strategies, we can just dive into the Uniswap v3's interface and understand what the process of deploying liquidity looks like. So Uniswap introduced the concept of concentrated liquidity to the DeFi world. Now, with Uniswap v3, I can select a price range where I want my liquidity to be active. So I can say that my liquidity should be active in this particular price range, and it would only earn fees when has 3,904.9 USDC per ETH and 4509.7 USDC per ETH as its price, which for the particular pair I've selected. So what this thing allows me to do is to tell Uniswap that, hey Uniswap, my liquidity should be active only when this particular token pair I've selected is traded in this particular price, which would also mean that I'd be earning fees only when this pair is traded in this price range. And this whole thing makes the working of capital much more efficient, and it also gives rise to a much more complex problem: managing liquidity on an automated market maker. Now, this would allow me to select a particular price range where I want my liquidity to be active, and I can make it as narrow and as wide as I want, and my liquidity would be traded only, like I would earn fees on my capital only when the pair is traded in this particular price range. Now, according to my risk and reward taste, I can select price ranges and vary the risk and reward I'm getting. For example, I can select a wider price range and get a smaller share of but I'd be taking a lot less risk because the price would be active almost all the time. And on the other hand, I can select a narrow price range and get a bigger share of the pool, which would also give me greater fees, but the price would be active. I would be taking greater risk because my price would be because I'd earn fees only when the price is active in that narrow range. Now, managing liquidity in Uniswap v3 is a pretty cumbersome process. I would need to adjust these price ranges every time the price changes, which is just not very efficient. And this would also mean that I would be getting much lesser returns. So what Stio protocol does is it allows me to select a particular strategy according to my risk and reward taste, and that strategy automatically adjusts my liquidity according to the price ranges and any other variable that the strategy takes in, and it automatically multiplies my returns without me needing to move a needle. Now let's just look at how a strategy works in the Stio protocol. So the protocol consists of two components, which is the marketplace and the Stio network. The marketplace is where the strategies are and where the strategists are. So the amazing part about the marketplace is that anyone can deploy a strategy which goes through Stio's backtesting toolkit, and its performance is checked, and if everything is well, it is deployed to the marketplace. For deploying a strategy, a strategist earns a percentage of the fees which all the vaults for a particular strategies have. A vault can be created by a deployer for a particular closely. I've written something called execution bundle and transformation bundle. So this is essentially what a strategy consists of from a developer's perspective. The execution bundle is the logic of the strategy, and the transformation bundle is the source of data for the execution bundle. If we look at it from the STN network's perspective, we can see that the transformation bundle and the execution bundle is present. The execution bundle takes data from different sources like the graph and CoinGecko, and it transforms it into something the execution bundle can read. The execution bundle then implements the logic of the strategy. It takes in different factors like the price and sometimes the data, sometimes some other data like gas prices or any other variable that is relevant. And then it returns an upper band and a lower band for the execution of the execution of the strategy. Now the upper band and the lower band is just this part is the upper band, and the lower band is just the other tick, which is this part. This upper band and the lower band then goes through a consensus in this STN network, and if the consensus is approved and the upper band and the lower band is finalized, it goes to the STIR contracts, and the STIR contracts then interact with Uniswap v3's contracts and then shift your liquidity according to what the upper band and the lower band say. And that's actually it. This is how a strategy is executed on the STIR protocol. And the STIR network is a thing that deserves its own series. In that series, we might go into just the reward structure for different nodes that exist in the network. And the amazing part about all of this process is that it is executed off-chain, which just makes the whole process much more gas efficient compared to if we were to do it on chain. And yeah, so that's it for this tutorial. In the further videos, we'll be programming our own get to channel strategy with assembly script, and I am actively looking for feedback on this video, and I'm sorry if I stuttered in any parts, but I think I'll get better as I keep shooting these tutorials. So if you have any feedback, any kind of review or anything, any part you didn't understand, please feel free to comment it in the channel. I'll be also dropping some resources which would be very helpful for people who want to create strategy or maybe just deploy the liquidity. And I'll also be dropping the link to our Discord channel, which would be a really great place for whoever's watching this video to interact with the team and ask questions about the stuff and just give feedback on anything actually. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.